Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Today is the 20th of Adar 1, February 29th. We are in the beautiful base medrash of Chabad West Orange. So a little bit different location today, but I think actually it works better for the recording. Unfortunately, the sound, even if you whisper, you can hear it. So we're starting a shir now. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I'm happy that we're starting a shir now. Today,
And you're even happier you told us to be quiet.
in today's lesson, upon honest reflection, guys, we got to be honest with ourselves. Can we work harder against our Yetzer Hara? Yes. Can we realize that we are more capable of winning the little battles and sometimes we give up too easily? Yeah. Okay, so maybe asay toiv, we're not so enthusiastic, we're not like running to do the mitzvah the way we should, but what about even in sur meira, in the category of turning away from evil? Yochel kolish maskil limtzoi benafshei she'enoi sor legamrei mehara b'kol bakol mikol kol. When it comes to pushing away the bad, we could evaluate and calculate that we could probably do a little bit of we could probably do a better job. Maybe a little bit, a lot of a little bit. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit more effort, but that can go a long way. And we got to push away that evil. Especially a situation that requires battle on a level of magnitude as we described above, as we explained, at least more than what we're doing now, a little bit better than what we're doing now. For example, you may find that you don't summon enough strength to stop in mid-sentence when it comes to talking narishkeit, gossip. You're giving a story like, by the way, so-and-so told, stop, I shouldn't be saying this. Or middle of a tale regarding your friend, you know what he did? He was here, but you know what, I shouldn't say that. Just stop. If it's not important and it's not productive and it's not complimentary and it's devarim b'teilim, it's just wasted time.
It's fun. Rabbi.
Okay, in that case, fine.
Rabbi.
That
take choices where we're going to put our most energy.
Yeah.
I'll put my most.
Pull your yarmulke out from under the tefillin.
I'll put my most energy into fighting the things that I don't really care about. There are things I want to hold on to.
So this is exactly what the Alter Rebbe is saying. He's saying the little things that you think are no big deal, you're going to focus on the important things. Like this guy says, me and my wife, I make the important decisions. She makes the unimportant ones, like where we're going to live and where we're going to send our kids to school. I decide who's going to win the war in Ukraine and what's going to be with Putin. Right, exactly. I decide when Mashiach's going to come. Okay, back to the subject at hand. Even if it's a little slur, very slight slur, and even if it's true, even if you can convince yourself that perhaps he's trying to exonerate himself. Lav ano kasve elo Yehuda chayota kasve. Rabbi Shimon said to his father, Rabbeinu HaKadosh, concerning a problematic bill of divorce, that it was improperly written. He said, V'amar lai, kalech miloshen hara. He says, I did not write it. Yehuda the tailor wrote it. The slur is a minor one, and the purpose was self-vindication. Yet his father replied, keep away from slander. Well, why do you have to mention, if it wasn't written correctly, just say, okay, let's rewrite it. Let's fix it. Why do you have to mention that Yehuda the tailor wrote it? So you look better? The same applies to very many similar things which occur frequently. Someone come in, there's something out of place. It wasn't me. He must have done it. The thing is out of place. Just put it back where it belongs. Thank you, Paul. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who took it away. If something needs to be fixed, fix it. Don't look to pass the blame so you feel better about yourself. That's a minor thing. There too, one will find that one does not resist his evil impulse as he ought to, even in the category of turning away from evil. By the way, Yashakayach, for staying. It was tough, I'm sure. Especially with regard to sanctifying oneself by refraining from indulgence, even in permitted matters. Imagine, you're already full. Why are you eating that extra donut? You already had dessert. I know there's other delicacies, but you don't need it. Okay, you're gonna say, yeah, but it's kosher. It's there, baltashtes. I don't want it to go to waste. Don't worry. Somebody else will eat it. The cops come through the parking lot, you can give it to them. Befrat opinion, see, that was a slur that was unnecessary. That was totally unnecessary. I shouldn't have said that. There you go. There you go again. Befrat opinion, lekadesh atzmei b'muter lo yishahu midaraisa commercial kosov kedoshim tiyu v'yiskadishtem. The Torah commands us to be holy people. So we have to refrain from doing things that are gluttonous, that are out of jealousy, that are out of anger, that are out of lustfulness, because we're supposed to be holy. That's what we're commanded. Moreover, even according to the opinion that this commandment is not of biblical origin, yet rabbinical enactment are even stricter than the Torah laws. And yet one will often find themselves succumbing to self-indulgence. He'll say, it's not according to the Torah, it's the rabbis decreed it. Yeah, but that's even more important to keep and uphold. Ella, shekol elu v'kayotz behen hein ma'avonos sheha'adam dash ba'kevav. All these and similar matters are among the sins with which people trample underfoot. It's just a word, big deal. What? I'm not hurting anybody. It's just a joke. Somebody said before, what if it's a joke? It's just a joke. See, I shouldn't have said that because now we're thinking bad about him. Sometimes you could think it's just a joke. What's the big deal? At least it was clean. I heard that the other day. Someone said a joke. I'm like, hey, it wasn't such a great joke. He goes, at least it was clean. That's the level we're holding. At least it was clean. V'gam nasu keheter machmas sha'avar v'shana v'chulu, and which have come to be regarded as permissible because they're committed repeatedly. We do something over and over again. It's become so natural to us that we don't even think along the lines that, like, it's not a violation of the Torah. The rabbis don't want us to do it. I know it's my Yetzer Hara that's pulling me, but it's just something that you become so accustomed to doing, the way you talk, the way you think. The takeaway for today's conversation might be exciting. And even you trying to fix your reputation might be exciting. Blame it on somebody else. You should still measure your words carefully and ensure there's no gossip or slander. I just want to add one more thing. This concludes Tanya for today. If you have to leave, don't feel bad. I just want to share one thing that we learned yesterday. That sometimes, and we think we're on a certain level, we're davening every day, we're doing the mitzvahs that we think we're accomplishing and learning Torah and everything else. So how come we're being challenged by the Yetzer Hara? Why doesn't he challenge the weaker guy that knows better and is not davening? That guy used to put on tefillin, he's not putting on tefillin. So why doesn't the Yetzer Hara attack him? He seems to be leading a very... So here's the answer. We learned it last night. Great people, great struggles. This is from the Talmud Sukkah 52a. You get a little extra bonus in today's shir. From the Gemara, it says, Abaya overheard a man suggest to a woman, let's get up early in the morning and we'll travel together. When she agreed, Abaya said to himself, I better follow them to make sure they don't do anything forbidden. They're going to be alone in the morning. He shadowed them for a distance, for 3 parsa, 12 miles. He trudged along in a reed-filled marsh while they were walking. So 1 second. While they were walking along the road, he was walking in the mud. And however, they did not use the isolation and early hour as an opportunity to sin. He watched them from a distance. They were all alone, isolated, and they were cordial. And then, as they parted ways, Abaya heard them commenting, the road was quite a run, but the company was certainly fun. They basically said, good job, have a nice day. That was the end of that. Abaye told himself, if I were that man, I wouldn't have managed to restrain myself from sinning with her. As he stood and thought, slouched against the doorpost, he was back in the yeshiva by the doorway, and he was very distressed. And he says, how can I be thinking this way? Even this simple guy who is not nearly as learned as me, doesn't do as many, is not holding the level that I am. He did nothing, and no one would have seen anything. If I was in that situation, I may have done something. That's where my mind and heart was. So he's sitting there feeling pretty miserable, and he even said to himself, maybe I shouldn't be the rabbi of all these students. Look at the way I'm thinking. This is terrible. So an old sage, an elder, approached him and said, a greater person has a greater inclination to sin. And there's two ways to look at it. We learned last night that conventional wisdom will say that because you're so great, the sin becomes stronger. You have more taivas, and you have to work harder in overcoming your challenges and obstacles and everything the Yetzer Hara throws at you. But the Rebbe puts it very differently. The Rebbe turns it around, and he says, no, because the evil inclination is so great, that gives you the opportunity to rise to a higher level, to stand up to the challenge, and that puts you on a higher level. So it's not that because you're so great, don't get too excited. You see, you were jumping to conclusions already, mister. He was saying, oh, I'm so great. That's why my Yetzer Hara is so great. No, it's the opposite, the Rebbe says. The Rebbe says that when you get such a great challenge, it's your opportunity to rise to a higher level. Have a good day. Enjoy your challenges. And we'll see you tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem.